Hey guys, Dale here. Back with another update about the latest RimWorld DLC. It is officially RimWorld Odyssey. And so just a few minutes ago, the announcement went up as well as the pre-order page on Steam. So let's take a look and read through the announcements. I have just glanced through this. I have not really gone deep on it. But let's see, announcing Odyssey and update 1.6, build a flying base, explore exotic biomes, tame unique animals, and launch into orbit. Very, very exciting. Let me switch to this view. Is that tighter? Yeah, there we go. Hey everyone, it's time. We're thrilled to announce RimWorld's 5th expansion, RimWorld Odyssey. Odyssey enriches the world and expands your adventures beyond a single map. Build a Grav ship, your flying home, to travel across the planet. Settle new biomes filled with diverse landforms and exotic wildlife. Go on quests to hunt the Alpha Thrumbo, or raid ancient crypto sleep bunkers. This is very much like, it feels very Save Our Ship 2, especially considering like an Alpha Thrumbo. Save Our Ship 2 has like Archotech versions of certain animals. Launch into orbit and scavenge tech from space stations and asteroids, but out in the void, an ancient machine mind stirs. Okay, so maybe a different type of Archotech being. The free update. Oh, actually, this is. Oh, that's the link. This is a good image. Let's open that in a new tab. Let's take a look at that. Maybe back here. There we go. That is nice. Okay, so free 1.6 update for the base game will also launch at the same time as Odyssey. 1.6 includes big performance improvements, quality of life changes, better tools for designing bases, caravan improvements, greater variety in maps, flying chickens, and more. If you'd like to test update to 1.6, it's currently available on the unstable Steam beta branch. See the section update 1.6 at the bottom of this page for details. So I think this means that our Medieval 2 playthrough is preempted because we are going to jump right into 1.6 when Hero Engine is done. Okay, about Odyssey. Build your own Grav ship. Build your own Grav ship and travel across the planet, land anywhere you want to explore, hunt for treasure, scavenge forgotten Grav tech, and bring back souvenirs like charming hermit crab or gold-plated charge rifles. Start small, just a Grav engine, a few rooms, some thrusters, and a tank of chem fuel to get you airborne. But over time, it becomes a home, a mobile colony of bedrooms, labs, hospitals, workshops, and everything else your colonist needs. Oh, that's not a great view. There we go. Let's take a look at this image. We got a ship here. We have engines. We have chem fuel tanks. We have chem fuel generators, some vanometric power cells. Looks like a large shield generator. And then I'm not sure what this is supposed to be. Some kind of like computer core, maybe life support. It has some beacons around it of some sort, so it's encased. Oh, maybe is it like an escape pod? And then these beacons indicate that it's a landing spot. I'm not sure. But it looks like a couple shelves or some kind of hopper attachments, and there are little things. Let's not that. Let me duplicate this scene, and let me get my cat out of the way. Okay, so if we go here, and if I do this, bear with me a moment. Yeah, so there's like a little zoom in on that guy. Yeah, it doesn't look like an escape pod to me. It looks like a computer core or something. Okay, and then we also have, I guess right next to it, I don't know what these are. Maybe some kind of like ship addition. Like they look like turbines. So to me, I would assume they're like generators of some sort that are creating like exotic energy for the ship to operate. We know that the engines of the ship are operating on um, chem fuel, and we have some chem fuel generators back there. Looks like we have a ventilation system, so like a little duct right here. There's another little duct here. There are heaters, so the ventilation system is maybe just pressurizing and providing oxygen, but not really managing the environment. Okay, let's go back to the full ship view. Up front, we have, it looks comms console shaped. It's 2x3, but I would assume that's the bridge. There's also something next to it. We have a little kitchen here. Well, we have the kitchen here, butcher table in the kitchen. We have a freezer. It vents heat out into space, which isn't like mechanically correct, but that's fine. We have another beacon down here. Is it a trade beacon? Is this maybe like a trade beacon for space? They have a hospital, nothing new in there. We have chem fuel generation, some bedrooms, a dining room / recreation area. Oh no, there's a trade beacon in the comms console, so I'm not sure what this beacon is up here. And then out on the pylons on the edges of the ship, there is, looks like EVA suits are stored. That being said, Marcy is just wearing like a recon helmet down here, and she's on a platform, so maybe the ship is docked with like an ancient space station. You can see that they're like ancient debris pieces here. Okay, so let's go back to the major zoomed in view, and let's move this guy around. Let's shrink it. Let's go and take a look down here at Marcy. And we will zoom in on that. So yeah, this looks like the debris that you find on the planet sometimes. This flooring is interesting. It's different than what is in the ship. The ship is covered all in what looks like sterile tile. And then we have EVA suits here. Marcy's just wearing a recon helmet. Hatton looks like maybe they're in the EVA suit. So you can kind of see like the breathing apparatuses that are visible there. And you can see the shape of the suit is the same. I guess once someone's in it, it's lit up a little bit, or maybe her skin is just really orange. The thing that I'm probably like most excited about that I'm other than it being like space, and that's my gem, look at this angled wall. Look at a base game angled wall. They are all over the ship, right? If we go down here and head up this way, there's angles here, there's angles here. I am very excited about all of these angled walls. Okay, so that's just the first picture. And of course, we didn't look closely at the beacons up top, so let's do that really quick. Shrink this down, go up here. And yeah, I'm not quite sure what that beacon would be. There isn't one. Oh, there is one on the other side. Maybe, I don't know. I don't really see any ship weapons or anything like that, so I guess we'll just have to wait until a trailer pops. Back to the announcement. Is this the screen that I wanted? This one's the tighter view. To expand your ship and go further, you need to collect Grav cores. You can recover these glitter tech devices from insect-infested caverns, ancient reactors rigged with traps, crash-landed space wrecks, and orbital platforms. Odyssey is about exploration, adventure, and new ways to play. Live as a nomad that moves with the seasons, and kidnap raiders by taking off while they're aboard. Okay. Embark on a 100-day journey around the world and collect one of every animal to build your own zoo. Design the weirdest, ugliest, most glorious unhinged Grav ship and see how far it gets you. Or hunker down inside an asteroid and live as long as you can in space. You can play Odyssey any way you'd like. Okay. People have been wanting they have been wanting support for like more nomadic playthroughs for a long time, so that's pretty interesting that they mentioned that specifically. This is, it looks like a little village. They got their spaceship in the middle. I don't see any angled walls here. We see more angled walls on the ship, but none on these buildings. I guess let's hop into our ultra zoomed in view. Let's shrink this down, and then we will extend this. Okay. Let's see. Nothing. There's some ruins. I'm not too sure. Can I just open this in a new image? Like, zoom in that way. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go back here. We will zoom in around the screen this way. Okay, this platform is interesting. Is that like a missile silo? It looks like these are like blast doors or something, and then it is protected. Janet's just in a kitchen. The resolution when I'm zooming in this way on this picture is not super hot, so I can't tell if these are stone walls or not. And if they are, I don't know if it's a new material or not, right? We did see in the image, the teaser image on Monday, that the guy had some samples of different minerals and stuff. So could these be made out of some of that new material, or are they just painted? Everything looks pretty standard in here. A hospital, comms console, bedrooms, libraries, chem fuel. Oh, what are those? Are these like, they look like a goose? I don't think geese are base game. Not a goose like this, right? There's the Canadian geese that I think might be base game, but I don't think I've seen a bird quite like that. That might be new. There's a little beaver down here. I'm not sure what these things are on the bridge, just like the blue and red item. But here we have another ship. It has that computer core of or something here. So maybe computer core, engines, and then the piloting station. That's kind of like the base of what you need for a ship. This is pretty bare bones. Nothing new looking in the research room. Okay, let's just like pop back here. I am very, very curious. New biomes. That's I was pretty excited and hopeful that we would be getting new biomes. Odyssey adds several new biomes that change how and where you play. In the glow forest, bioluminescent mushrooms and psychedelic spores glow in the permanent darkness. Geothermal vents belch sulfur that blocks out the sun, and normal plants can't grow here. You'll need to survive on fungi alone. Sorry for like switching all these views. I keep forgetting what is what. The Scarlands are the war-torn remains of once thriving cities. Craters rupture the roads, vents release heat and gas, and toxic rain pours constantly. Mechanoids stalk the ruins, and the only surviving animals are dangerous mutants. The Grasslands are ranching cowpoke's dream. Endless fields of golden fertile land. While trees are rare here, the growing seasons are long and bountiful, and strong winds guarantee power for your turbines. However, drought can strike at any time, and many farms have been lost to the raging brush fires. Glacial Plains feels prehistoric. Blizzards smother the land, herds of mastodons roam, and scimitar cats prowl the frozen expanse. Carve shelters into walls of ice, or seek refuge among the buried frozen ruins and live as the old ones did. And then the lava fields. Yes, we called out those lava fields yesterday. The day before. Constantly change rivers of molten rock flow across the land in sudden bursts, swallowing up animals, buildings, and colonists alike. Volcanic debris crashes down from the sky, and thick ash makes it hard to breathe. Stay safe by building barriers to divert incoming lava and wear face masks to protect your lungs. Okay. We're gonna take a look at these pictures. Let's take a look. So this one, I like that this one is way more zoomed in. I like that this ship is, yeah, so it doesn't look like a new material. It looks like stone walls here just painted purple. Ship's also painted purple. Button looks like a little quail. Maya looks like she's reading a map. And so that would be something new. We got all kinds of mushrooms, glowing mushrooms. Nothing. We got the peacock. Mickey Jr., Paolo. We got peacocks. Raccoon. We got like a little lizard guy over here. And geothermal vent update on the art. What else is going on here? I don't see anything new. This looks like a new kind of food or meal or drug sitting here next to these simple meals. Yeah, I think that is probably about it for this picture. Let's take a look at the lava fields. Okay. Tons of lava. We got an emu on fire. We got random fire around the land. So it said that like volcanic debris would fall from the ash. We have some kind of giant snail. Open a new tab. Let's take a look at this giant snail. Okay. Yeah, just a giant snail. For whatever reason, at this magnification, it looked kind of like an otter with the snail shell. Here's some of that debris falling from the sky. It looks like it's about to impact that nail. We got more of the little lizard doggos. Inside the ship, fire foam went off, so maybe some of the volcanic debris landed in the ship and set that off. Ship has the computer core, has the helm, has chem fuel storage, has engines. This ship has solar panels, and you can see under the solar panels there's like a platform, and now that I'm noticing that, I see the platform kind of like under the entire ship. So that's obviously like ship hull that has not been encased in like ship walls. So you can power your ship with solar power, which is pretty cool. Okay, are more biome maps? No, let's read. Let's go ahead and pop in on the new landmark system combines with these biomes to create endless landscape variation. Landmarks have different features that can affect everything from map generation to planet variety to rare resources like obsidian. So one of the new stones, it sounds like. Some features even add explorable underground maps like the insect mega hive. No two landmarks are alike. Carve sprawling tunnels into cliffs, chasms, crevasses, and valleys for natural defenses. Undergrounders rejoice. Settle near the ocean and build quaint fishing towns on islands, archipelagos, atolls, peninsulas, and fjords. So this is like, I always have that geology map mod just so that we get a bunch of new different like biome types and formations, and it sounds like that is kind of like built into the game now, which is amazing. Or construct a whole town on water using Odyssey's new heavy bridges. I didn't even notice. Well, I always have like a heavy bridge mod, right? So that we can build on it, but there we go. It's giving my tribal village that we built on the water. Okay. Raid ancient structures for resources like chem fuel, weapons, packaged meals, components, minerals, and more. Take over abandoned colonies and repurpose them for your own base. Repair the walls, use the furniture, harvest the gardens, and give someone's old home a second life. Survive beyond the atmosphere. Break past the atmosphere and fly into orbit with your Grav ship. In space, you'll land on wrecked orbital platforms, explore derelict satellites. Okay, so this is a wrecked orbital platform, most likely. This guy down here, Macy. Mechanoid wrecks promise the most advanced grav tech and unique treasures, but murderous machines lurk among frozen debris. Space is harsh, no oxygen, sub-zero temperatures, and a single hull breach can be lethal. Airtight walls protect your colonists and their pets from the vacuum of space. Keep the power on or the oxygen pumps will shut down. Okay, so some of those ship components might be, or it could just be what we saw in the walls. The device in the wall could be the whole oxygen setup, or there might be a network there, and maybe some of those other structures are like carbon dioxide reprocessors or something, right? Build airlocks with vac barriers to prevent depressurization, and equip spacefaring colonists with vac suits before they exit the void. Okay, 2 pictures. That looks like an existing mechanoid. It looks like a smaller version of kind of like those big guys with the shields, I think, with a Tesseron weapon. Tesseron weapon that's firing 2 lasers. So it's like a Tesseron minigun. What else is going on here? We have some kind of like pods here. Oh, this might be how the mechanoids gestate themselves, right? Because that looks like maybe a mechanoid is in there. Who knows what this guy is? Some kind of like mechanoid power cell, maybe something that we can take to power our ship. Over here, we have a better view at some of those things that we see in the ship. It was just talking about like pressurization and stuff. So maybe this is like the oxygen system. There's a vent. I don't know if maybe that's like reprocessing the air or what could be going on. We've got shuttles. We have spaces in this platform that are open to where you can see the world below. This is new. Some kind of mechanoid power cell. I guess there's one here. There's a bunch of them. Okay. And then next picture, another platform. This one obviously was human platform. The other one seemed to be mechanoid. New door type. Debris, new debris. Some consoles, some like little cases that maybe we can open up. It looks like mechanoids have landed. They spotted us landing here. They probably wiped out the previous colonists. I don't know what these little canisters might be. What else is going on in this picture? There are hostiles, and then there are the colonists, and there is a prisoner on the ship. Oh, this ship has prison cells. Okay. Okay, let's continue with our read. Cute, terrifying, and intelligent wildlife, Odyssey adds over 40 new animals that can be tamed, trained, traded, and eaten. You might start your game in the grasslands with a single crow that steals your crops, but as your story progresses, your Grav ship could end up as an aviary filled with swans, peacocks, flamingos, and quails. Animals can be taught new skills that make them cute and useful. Oh, that is amazing. Trying to like guarantee some nuzzles. For example, cats and dogs can now nuzzle colonists more often to lift their mood. Called it. Predators like wolves and big cats will hunt down specific targets for you. That is amazing. Other pets may dig up minerals or bring back foraged snacks. Even animals that can't normally be trained, like the humble walrus, can now be upgraded using a sentience catalyst, an ultratech injection that enables the animal to learn new tasks. So now Wally the walrus can fight your enemies. That's awesome. Okay, this next picture is crazy. Some species can do more than just bite and scratch. The mastodon's deafening trumpet rattles enemies and throws off their aim, while the legendary Alpha Thrumbo's roar is said to send attackers fleeing before the first shot is fired. You can also fish. Different fish appear in different biomes and bodies of waters. Colonists can now reel in meals like tuna and salmon, as well as strange catches. Fishing, smarter animals being able to increase the intelligence of animals to make them like draftable. There's so many different things in this that are wild. The Alpha Thrumbo, I it's beautiful. I don't know what to say. It's so beautiful. The mastodons are pretty cool. Okay, so he's obviously roared, and it looks like it's impacted Rod and Boyd. They're in a mental state. Gurgle and McCann are also in mental states. Woo and Chili, what is the range on this roar? Scott, Dune don't look like they've been impacted. And then new shuttles. These shuttles are really, really cool looking. I like them. Obviously, the shuttles from the teaser image. This must be the scimitar cat. This looks like a dire wolf. Penguins. Got some fish. This is some kind of like woolly beaver over here. No, maybe a wolverine. Okay. Yeah, the dire wolf, wolverines. That's awesome. I wonder if alpha thrombos will come with like regular packs of thrombos, like we're seeing kind of here, or if we have to specifically like hunt it down. Okay, let's talk about quests across the planet and beyond. You'll discover new quests through ancient maps, passing travelers and mysterious signals. Track down the mythical Alpha Thrumbo by following its herd across the wilderness. If you can bring it down, its priceless razor-sharp horn is yours. Raid ancient mercenary crypts, where the soldiers have recently awoken from crypto sleep. They guard Glitter World supplies, and the gang leader owns a valuable weapon that could be yours. So this is maybe where we get things like a gold-plated charge rifle, abandoned orbital platforms and derelict satellites drift through low orbit. Okay, so this is kind of like what I've been talking about in the comments on my video Monday, is that I was saying like, if this is a full like SOS2 thing, I would be thrilled, but I wasn't gonna hold my breath for it. I'm like, at a minimum, we're gonna get off-map, off-world quests. And so here we are, orbital platforms, derelict satellites, the promised stockpiles of loot, but you're competing with hostile salvage crews. Okay, space faction, I said. There would be some kind of space faction. Maybe this doesn't specifically say that there's going to be a space faction, so maybe it's also the Outlanders have space technology, and so you're competing with, like, pirates. But yeah, that's cool that we'll be interacting with other folks in space as well. Sometimes orbital fugitives hole up in the wreckage. There are also defensive turrets, traps, and leftover mechanoids. Asteroid mines offer rich veins of plasteel, uranium, gold, but they're vulnerable to pirates and debris from space. Get in and get out, and more. Okay. This one... Let's open this in a new tab. Let's take a look. So this I assume is an asteroid. I don't see huge veins of the resources that they were talking about. So wonder if you have to kind of like strip mine it to get there, or if this is just kind of like an outpost that was like on a asteroid or moon or something, and the resources that we're fighting for should be like in stockpiles. We got like a little triangle shaped ship here that's pretty cool looking. Really neat use of those angles. Other than that, I can't really see anything. Just like the image, nothing. We're not really zoomed in on anything. There's like a little potential insect infestation down here. I don't see mechanoids. I don't see hostiles. I see Ash, Remy, Codex, Brick, and Debbie just kind of rummaging through the leftovers here. And of course, this isn't the full map, so maybe we're not getting a good view. There's like some steel right here. I don't see huge plasteel or gold veins, though. New weapons, traps, and enemies. A new unique weapon system lets you arm your colonists with special weapons they find. A sawed-off shotgun clears the room in a second. An AI-assisted rifle scope makes the worst shooter accurate, and a fully golden revolver just looks cool. New gear helps with new threats and explode on contact. Wasp drones jab their prey with paralyzing needles. Ancient sentries patrol ruins with a scattergun to blast apart intruders. The Cyclops mechanoid barrages enemies with shield-piercing gamma beams, and deep below, the insect hive queen stirs among her chittering spawn. Okay. Well then. I assume the insect queen. This insect queen looks like she's a colonist. So, Lady Cordelia II, I'm not sure if it can be tamed and recruited or what. I'm not sure if these insects are hostile or not. Like, she's the only named one. We got some other new insects. We got like, it looks like a little gnat. It looks like it has wings. Does it have wings, or is that something behind it? Because this one doesn't, and it looks the same. Well, no, there's different animations here, right? So this one has its like carapace on the back is down, and this one has it at an angle with the wings revealed. We got maybe a new infestation event that can happen. Maybe a new weapon here. Could be an LMG. I'm not sure. There's definitely like some interesting coloring on this rifle, right, or SMG or whatever it is. This guy's wielding an Alpha Thrombo horn. Okay. The machine hive mind. Far above the planet, the machine hive pulses with hate. Its mechanoids reproduce endlessly, and they will never stop attacking until every human on the planet is dead. When you reach the inhuman mind behind this terror, you face a choice. Will you destroy it and shut down every mechanoid for good, or take control of its power? So, an endgame with a choice. Odyssey comes with a brand new album of music by Alistair Lindsay, composer of RimWorld soundtrack. If you'd like to support it, the OST will be available. Okay, update 1.6. So this was mostly Odyssey. There was like a small section up here that mentioned a few 1.6 things, but we are talking 1.6. Oh my god, look at the planning. Look at the planning. This is amazing. Can we copy, selection, copy, change, shrink plans, hide plans? Like shapes. Where did I see shapes? Change color, copy, expand. I didn't see shapes. No, I do see shapes. We're selecting shapes right there. Okay, interesting. Update 1.6 is available right now on the Unstable Steam branch for public beta testing. To get access, go to your Steam library, blah, blah, blah. This public Unstable branch should allow modders to update their mods before update 1.6 is released to everyone in about a month. So the update and the DLC are coming out together, it said earlier, and it's all coming out about a month. Here's the full 1.6 changelog. We won't read all of that, but we'll go over some of the key points here. Performance improvement. A major part of Update 1.6 is performance optimizations, especially for late game colonies that often struggle with performance. We reworked many systems to spread out their workload. The pathfinding system is now fully multi-threaded and batched, and the lighting system is also multi-threaded to make it much faster. There were lots of optimizations made to caravan foraging calculations, egg-laying ponds, alerts, hauling, animal pen calculations, as well as fixes to several major memory leaks. We significantly reduced game launch times in version 1.6. For example, on our development machines, version 1.5 previously launched in 18.57 seconds with all expansions. Now version 1.6 launches in 4.66 seconds, and that's with an additional expansion. Note that your startup times and performance improvements may differ from our tests due to bottlenecks unique to your PC or mods. Better planning. Plans are more versatile than ever. Sketch out your base using 9 colors to differentiate. The only thing that's missing from this is with extended planning, there are the other shapes like the door, the circle, and I use those a lot. So it's nice that this is base game. I might still use extended planning for a while. I like that you can show and hide the plans. This is excellent. Plants are more versatile than ever. 9 colors. I use blue for, blah, blah, blah. Designator draw style. Designator tools like placing walls and floors and giving orders now have different drawing styles. This changes their pattern when you click on them. That's great. I haven't ever used designator tools, but I know that it's very helpful, especially, I don't know why I've never used it. I built so many weird circular shapes and whatnot. So we'll see how much use I get there. Caravan camps and quality of life changing. Pitch temporary camps while traveling as a caravan. This creates a playable map for your colonists to eat, stabilize, and regroup when someone's bleeding out, starving, or sick with the flu. But don't get comfy. After a few days, enemies will close in. Camps can also be formed when a caravan would be considered lost, like everyone becomes incapacitated from food poisoning, giving you one last shot at survival. That is game changing. That's amazing. I am always very worried about sending out like a single person on a caravan. The caravan tab makes it a lot easier to load or unload items in an emergency. You can order your caravan to depart immediately. Colonists will get out of there ASAP, leaving behind unpacked items, animals, and even down friends. That's a nice little update for caravan UI. And for people that get frustrated that sometimes their caravans get stuck. I've experienced that. It takes so long to load the caravan that you have pawns that are like falling asleep. So you have pawns that are awake waiting for pawns to wake up. But then by the time those pawns wake up, the pawns that have been waiting are exhausted and have fallen asleep. Just like a complete mess. So I have like instantly forming caravans. I have that mod. So I'll see if it's something that I want to continue using with this update. Easier building upgrades. You can now place blueprints over certain buildings to swap materials to upgrade them. This applies to walls, conduits, doors, sandbags, barriers, fences, chairs, and beds. Amazing. No notes. Search bar improvement. The in-game search bar is better at finding things. It'll look at your colonists' gear and containers. Okay, we've also added search bar to the save load menu to find that old favorite save game. That's awesome. Map generation. We've reworked how map features behave to make the world feel more organic and varied. Rivers now curve more naturally and carve walkable banks when running through rock. Larger rivers even form canyons. They also better match their angle on the world map and can generate with fertile riverbanks terrain for farming. That is super cool. Okay, I haven't looked at many of these pictures, so let's take a look at this guy real quick. Nothing too exciting here. It's showing the search found the book that Lancey is actually holding it. Okay, and then here we can see the swans are flying, which is pretty cool. Is this new like injury animation on the grizzly bears, like showing some bullet holes on them or something? Not quite sure. Is this a new door? Doesn't look like the security door. It could just be the ornate door. I don't build too many of those, so I don't really know what it looks like from that angle. The flying of the birds, though, is interesting. I'm curious about that. Oh, okay. I'm curious about that. Flying animals. Chickens, ducks, and geese can now fly. Flying makes them faster, lets them soar over obstacles like fences, and means that they can land or leave from just about anywhere. Scaria rework. Scaria got scarier. Infected animals now look the part. Oh, okay, so that's what's going on with the bears. Mangy, red, and covered in sores. You really don't want to get close because wounds from Scaria infected creatures cause Scaria infections. These behave like a normal infection, but can cause full-blown Scaria upon reaching 100%. Humans turn too. Room changes. Colonists are happy with mediocre bedrooms, and they're less upset by awful ones. Medical beds contribute less towards a room becoming a hospital due to situations where barracks could become hospitals from a single bed. Some production buildings now get their best work done when they're in the right room, like research benches in a lab. This makes it more rewarding to build reasonable-looking bases with purpose-specific rooms instead of stuffing everything into one big hell chamber. I don't really do the big hell chamber thing, so this doesn't really impact me. But I'm curious to see what the min-maxers will do, if it becomes worth it for them to have a specific hospital and to have a specific research room and to have a kitchen. We'll have to see how powerful those bonuses are, I guess. Armor and weapon changes. We rebalanced some combat gear to make things more useful and less clunky. Plate armor benefits more from high-end materials. Advanced armors don't slow you down as much. Flak jackets and pants offer better sharp protection, while flak vests no longer cover the shoulders. Some ranged weapons are deadlier. Sniper rifles fire faster and hit more often. Charge lances reach further. Revolvers and miniguns. I don't use charge lances because I know that it can like one-shot pawns, but it feels slow and the range doesn't feel that good. I'm wondering if this range maybe makes it better than sniper rifles. It's been so long since I've used one. I don't really know what the range is like on them. I just felt like it wasn't great. Revolvers and miniguns are more accurate. Pila hit harder and faster. Charge rifles deal more damage and reach further. LMGs shoot faster with a small damage boost. UI improvements. On the world map, there's a jump to gizmo that shows your colonists, caravans, and quest locations so you don't have to spin the globe to find them. There's also special colored borders for world objects, green for active apps and yellow for anything you type in the search bar. You can rename bills and use the new Make Default button for policies. That is great. Instead of having to like go through and copy paste a bunch of things, like you can just make it the default. Oh wait, you can rename bills. Oh no, sorry. You can rename bills and use the new Make Default option for policies. That's something different than what I was thinking. I was thinking of like, we've decided to move on from leather to devil strand. And so I'm going to make default that devil strand is the textile that is acceptable to use for all my bills. But what it actually means is make default for policies. So right now you're stuck with whatever your top policy is in the dropdown is your default. And so if you want to change your default, you have to adjust that default policy, or you have to make a new policy, switch everyone over to it, and then delete all the other policies. It's very, very annoying. I like the make default button so I don't have to like juggle things around. You can rename bills. What does that mean? Does that mean like I could have a bill that's like Thrombo dusters and one that's like Devil Strand dusters, and so I can see that the two bills are doing two different things? I'm very curious about that. Plus many minor but convenient UI improvements. Okay. Oh, this is neat. So default in-game, you can hover over and see best skill melee 12. That's much better than not knowing anything about them. New art, water is more beautiful. It reflects the sky and ripples when walked through. There are also new desiccated corpses for big birds and filth textures for sandbags. Quality of life, tons of little QOL changes. Quest joiners now show their best skill before you accept them, so it's not a total dice roll. Colonists always prioritize burying people in sarcophagi over graves, and they won't bury your medical supplies by default if you have a burn drugs bill. And they won't burn, not bury. They'll also move items out of the way before building doors. Plus, steam geysers are easy to spot when placing geothermal generators. Miscellaneous, we've got a bunch more small things for 1.6 that are covered in the full changelog. Among these are paintable bridges, the ability to dress other people, and toggles on special trees to stop them from being accidentally cut down. What's next? Wish list, and come back for our weekly dev blog showcasing Odyssey. We've heard what you were asking for, and it made sense. After 10 plus years of building RimWorld colonies on a single map, Odyssey opens up an entirely new playstyle. We're super excited to see what you all do with it and all your wild, beautiful, ridiculous Grav ships. Okay. Not disappointed. I'm very excited about this. Let's take a look at it on the Steam Workshop. We have great art. I love this. This is the expansion symbol, and so that was on his suit. Do we have any other pictures here? I don't see anything different. We have most of the big pictures from the Odyssey discussion. We don't really have any of the 1.6 pictures here, but I'd assume that any of the 1.6 pictures, updates that they need to make, they'll make that just to the regular game page. We have a GIF of a ship landing. We see the ship being constructed. Okay, that's pretty cool. Below forests, build your own Grav ship. Landmarks, survive beyond the atmosphere. All this stuff is stuff that we read in the announcement. We have shuttles landing. Any other gifts? It's pretty cool. I'm going to add it to my wish list. Did we see a price on it? I'm not sure if I saw a price. Downloadable content coming soon. Okay. I think that's it. I guess we'll leave it there. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for checking out the announcement with me and bearing with me as I stumble over reading through it and trying to show you guys the pictures that I'm looking at and what interests me. I think we'll be starting up this playthrough for 1.6 the end of this week, so stay tuned for that. As always, until next time. Actually, hold on. Price. Price is right here on the announcement. No, that's for RimWorld. Okay, never mind. Back to what I was doing. As always, thanks for hanging out. Until next time, have a good one. Bye.